Yeah, da da da. Alright, I'm about to do a voiceover recording real quick. Start off with some silence. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Okay. 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 Let's go. Ooh. It's those. Oh. Okay. Without being extra. Welcome to the episode of the Amazing Traveling Podcast, brought to you by Raving Globetrotters. In this episode, we'll travel to New Zealand, chop it up with some locals, meet some members of New Zealand's indigenous people, Maori. Maori. Welcome to the first episode of Welcome to the first episode of Travel Podcast, brought to you by Raving Globetrotters. In this episode, we'll travel to New Zealand, chat it up with some locals, meet some members of New Zealand's indigenous people, the Maori, and we'll even go to the audio tour of the. We'll even go to the go on an audio tour to Picture Esquire. We'll even go to the audio tour of the Picture Esquire landscapes where the epic Lord of the Rings trilogy was filmed. New Zealand is clean, green, and under the dispute of crown jewel. New Zealand is clean, green, New Zealand is clean, green, and under the undisputed crown jewel of the Southern Hemisphere. New Zealand is mean. New Zealand is clean, green, and under the dispute of the crown royal. New Zealand is clean, green, and under the dispute of the crown jewel of the Southern Hemisphere. Now that we're outlining the show, let's get started. Now that we've outlined the show, let's get started.